Hello viewers, in previous lecture we have discussed excluded volume, applicability of van der Waals equation. After that we derived Boyle's temperature and discussed it different cases. Then we discussed the merits and application of van der Waals equation. Now in this lecture we are going to start with critical constant. After that we will discuss the relation between van der Waals constant and critical point, and at final we will discuss the laws of corresponding states. So let us start with critical temperature. It was noted above that a gas occupies a volume about 1600 times greater than that of an equal weight of liquid. The question arises as to the behavior of a gas that has been compressed to 1 by 1600 of its volume by application of sufficiently high pressure. If the compression is carried out above a specific temperature called the critical temperature, this critical temperature is different for each gas. No phase changes occur here and the resulting substance is a gas that is just as dense as a liquid. So now what is this critical temperature? Critical temperature is the temperature above which a gas cannot be liquefied by the application of pressure. Gas will remain as gas above critical temperature, and in order to liquefy it by compression, it has to be cooled to its critical temperature, and critical temperature is denoted by Tc. Now let us discuss what is the critical volume. The volume of 1 mole of the gas at critical temperature and at critical pressure is called critical volume. It is denoted by Vc. Now the critical pressure. What is this critical pressure? It is the pressure required to liquefy the gas as its critical temperature, and it is denoted by Pc. Now let us check what are the critical constant for carbon dioxide. For carbon dioxide, the critical temperature is 304.1 Kelvin and the critical pressure for carbon dioxide is 553.28 mmHg and the critical volume is 94 centimeter cube per mole. So as I told you that it is the critical point, and is at this phase the temperature is known as critical temperature, above which gases can't be liquefied. And you can see here on this axis there is pressure, and this pressure is critical pressure. Now if you notice in the side there is a supercritical fluid. Let us discuss what is this supercritical fluid here. The dense fluid obtained by compressing a gas above its critical temperature is called supercritical fluid. It is not a liquid, though its density is similar to that of liquid. It is not a gas due to high density and no distinct surface that separates it from the vapor phase. It can be used as a solvent. As the supercritical fluid of carbon dioxide is mainly used in the extraction of caffeine from coffee beans. Now discuss the isotherm of hard sphere gas. As you can see here, the red and blue isotherms appear similarly. See, you can see this trend, they appear similarly to those of the ideal gas. So there is a monotonic decrease of pressure with increasing volume, and the green isotherm. This green isotherm has a region where the pressure decreases with decreasing volume. So this behavior shows that it's not expected on physical grounds. Now, the black isotherm. Black isotherm exhibits an unusual feature not present in any of these ideal gas isotherms. A small region here you can see where the curve is essentially horizontal, flat with no curvature. At this point, there is no change in pressure as the volume changes. As it is decreasing here, but here is no change in volume. Below this isotherm, the van der Waals starts to exhibit unphysical behavior. Now, what is observed experimentally? At a certain pressure, there is a dramatic discontinuous change in the volume, and this dramatic jump in volume signifies that the phase transition has occurred. In this case, a change from a gaseous state to liquid state occur. Now, the dotted line shows, you can see here the dotted lines, the dotted line shows this jumps in the volume. Thus, the small flat neighborhood along the black isotherm becomes larger on isotherms below this one. The black isotherms, this one is representing a boundary between those isotherms along which no such phase transitions occurs, and those that exhibit phase transitions in the form of discontinuous changes in the volume. For this region, the black isotherm is called the critical isotherm, and the point at which the isotherm is flat, this is flat here and has zero curvature, is called the critical point. Now, let us discuss how we are going to calculate the van der Waals constant from critical data. The constant of van der Waals equation can be obtained from the critical point data, as the equation is P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal RT. This is the van der Waals equation. At critical point, because it is a point at which del P by del T at T is equal 0, or you can write it, second condition is when del P by del V square at T is equal 0. So, by using these two conditions, we can solve the critical volume and critical temperature. We can derive the expression for critical constants by setting first and second derivatives of the equation to 0, like this: del P by del T at T is equal to 0, and second is del P by del V square at T is equal 0. The van der Waals equation now can be arranged as P is equal RT by V minus B square minus A by V square, or we can write it as dP by dV is equal minus RT by V minus B square plus 2A by V cube. As gas liquid equilibrium, at critical point, pressure is denoted as Pc and volume is denoted as Vc. Temperature, critical temperature is Tc. Now, at critical point, we can put this value in this equation. In place of P, we will put Pc, and in place of V and T, we are going to put Vc and Tc. So, now the equation is, so at the critical points, the above equation can be written as Pc is equal RTc by Vc minus B minus A by Vc square. And by setting first and second derivatives of equation to 0, we will get 0 is equal minus RTc by V minus B square plus 2A by Vc cube, and second derivative is 0 is equal to RTc by Vc minus B cube minus 6A by Vc 4. So, when we solve this equation, we get A is equal 3 Pc Vc square, or we can write it as Pc is equal A by 27 B square. Same, we can calculate that B is equal Vc by 3, and we can write it as Vc is equal 3B. So, you can see there is a direct relation between van der Waals equation and critical constant. By solving the equation, we get R is equal 8 Pc Vc by 3 Tc, or if we can write it as Tc is equal 8A by 27 Rb. Now, we have the values of Tc, Vc and Pc. By this value, we can calculate a new critical constant, that is compressibility factor. So, PCVC by RTC is equal 0.375. So, that is 8 by 3 is equal 0.375. This is known as compressibility factor at critical point. Now, there is a table, you can see there are critical constant for some gases. Just start with first gas, that is argon. For argon, the critical pressure is 48 atmosphere and the critical volume is 75.3 meter cube per mole. Critical temperature is 150.7 Kelvin. For compressibility factor at critical point, that is 0.292, and the Boyle's temperature, that is 411.5 Kelvin. The next gas is carbon dioxide. For carbon dioxide, critical pressure is 72.9 atmosphere and critical volume is 94 meter cube per mole. Critical temperature, that is 304.2 Kelvin, and compressibility factor at critical point is 0.274. Boyle's temperature for carbon dioxide is 714. Helium gas. For helium gas, critical pressure is 2.26 atmosphere, critical volume is given, it is C 57.8 meter cube per mole. Critical temperature is 5.20 Kelvin. Compressibility factor at critical point for helium is 0.305. Boyle's temperature for helium is 22.6 Kelvin. For oxygen, the critical pressure is 50.1 atmosphere, critical volume is 78 meter cube per mole. Critical temperature is 154.8 Kelvin. Compressibility factor at critical point for oxygen is 0.308, and finally the Boyle's temperature for oxygen is 405.9 Kelvin. Oh, there is a very good example of propane. The critical temperature of propane, for instance, is 97 degrees centigrade. It is well above room temperature. Thus, propane in a high pressure cylinder consists of a mixture of liquid and vapor, and you can sometimes hear the liquid sloshing about inside. Another example is oxygen. A very different behavior is found in case of a cylinder of oxygen, as oxygen is fluid above its critical temperature, which is at 20 degrees centigrade. The cylinder will contain a uniform fluid rather than a liquid vapor mixture. As we can use up the oxygen, the pressure will gradually decrease to 1 atmosphere, at which point no more oxygen will escape from the cylinder. Now, this principle can be further applied to the aerosol sprays. Such sprays can contain a small quantity of the active ingredient, hair conditioner, deodorant, shaving cream and the like, and a large quantity of propellant. The propellant is a substance such as propane whose critical point is well above room temperature. Therefore, propellant can be liquefied at the high pressure in a spray can. When the valve is open, the vapor pressure of the liquid propellant causes the active ingredient and the propellant to spray out of the can. Now, a very good example of critical constant, its applicability in physics, that is superconductivity. The discovery of superconductivity by H. Kamerlingh Onnes in 1911 was followed by observation of other metals which exhibit zero resistivity below a certain critical temperature. The critical temperature for superconductors is the temperature at which the electrical resistivity of a metal drops to 0. If mercury is cooled below 4.1 Kelvin, it loses all electrical resistance. So, the fact that the resistance is 0 has been demonstrated by sustaining currents in superconducting lead rings for many years with no measurable reduction. Now, let us discuss the law of corresponding states. In 1881, van der Waals demonstrated that if the pressure, volume and temperature of a gas are expressed in terms of critical pressure, critical volume and critical temperature, then an important generalization called the principle of corresponding states. Gases behave differently at a given pressure and temperature, but they behave very much the same at temperature and pressure normalized with the respect of their critical temperature, that is Tc, and critical pressure Pc. The law of corresponding states state that the reduced volume of all gases are the same when the gases are at the same reduced pressure and reduced temperature. Now, we are going to put these values in van der Waals equation. So, now we will substitute these values where P is equal, we will write P in form of pi, pi is P by Pc. Pc is the critical pressure here, and in place of V, we will write phi. What is this? It is V by Vc. Then in place of T, we will write theta, that is equal T by Tc, that is critical temperature. So, by substituting these values of Pc, Vc and Tc, the equation becomes pi Pc plus A by phi square Vc square into phi Vc minus B is equal R theta Tc. So, from above equation we get Pc is equal A by 27 B square, and for Vc we get Vc is equal 3B and Tc is equal 8A by 27 RB. Now, substituting the values, we get pi plus 3 by phi square into 3 phi minus 1 is equal 8 theta. This equation neither of the characteristics constant A, B, Tc, Pc and Tc. This is known as van der Waals reduced equation of state. This equation is applicable to all substances, liquids and gases irrespective of their nature, because it is not involving neither the characteristic constants. Now, let us discuss the significance of corresponding state. All gases have the same reduced equation of state within the van der Waals approximation. It has a great significance in the study of the relation between physical properties and chemical constitution of various liquids. It has been found that the boiling point of a liquid at atmospheric pressure is almost 2/3 of its critical temperature when expressed in absolute scale. Consequently, boiling point is considered as the corresponding temperature. If two gases are having the same reduced pressure and same reduced temperature, then their reduced volume will be the same. Thus, all gases will have the same value of compressibility factor Z. So, in this lecture, we have studied about critical constant. Those were critical temperature, critical pressure and critical volume. After that, we discussed the van der Waals constant and the critical points, the relation between them we derived. After that, we discussed the laws of corresponding state and its significance. In next lecture, we are going to discuss the principles of continuity of gases and liquefaction of gases. Thank you.